So the female athlete we have is a college sprinter running a 60-meter and 100-meter indoor. The training age is 5 years. Our female athlete's name is Michelle Jordan. She has type 2A and she's a high intensity short distance runner. She recovers faster, a lot faster than a type 2X. Her power clean is 145 as her 1 rep max. Her back squat is 250 and that's her 1 rep max. Her deadlift is 375 and that's her 1 rep max. And her snatch is 275, that's also her 1 rep max. And lastly, her bench is 185 and that's her 1 rep max. So the common injuries that is likely seen is Achilles tendon rupture, Achilles tendonitis, ACL injury, muscle sprain and strain, muscle cramp, overuse injuries, shin splints. Athletes are at risk with these injuries because their events are continuously explosive, especially coming out of the blocks. So with this type of athlete, specifically just because of her training and what she does on the track, it puts her not necessarily in jeopardy, but she would be considered at risk just because of the amount of force she's putting on her body. It's very cautioned that when she's on the track, that she's taking precaution whenever she's doing anything excessively. Again, when it comes to track or with this female athlete who's running a 60-meter and 100-meter indoor, she's running short distances, but at the same time, she at the end of the day could be in some type of jeopardy of, like I said, the Achilles tendon rupture or ACL injury. Many of this is common with athletes doing anything explosive. So it has to be very gradual, but at the same time, be cautious with what she's doing. But then again, when it comes to what she's doing in the weight room, she's doing enough where she's strengthening her body to avoid these type of situations. But it's all about being cautious with what she does as the athlete.
Once again, for our athlete, we chose track and field runner Michelle Jordan, and keep in mind that her training age is only 5 years. This basically was the foundation of our whole workout regimen. So we had to come up with a workout for her experience and her ability to lift, because her numbers are good. Going back to her 1RMs, her power clean was 145, back squat 250, deadlift was 375, snatch was 125, and the bench was 185. So along with all this, with the training age, it puts her in a very vulnerable spot to keep lifting, trying to get numbers, but she's not educated in her training age, and she doesn't have enough experience. So she's puts her very high at risk of injury, like Jalen said. And for her 4 core exercises that I just mentioned, they will all improve. These will all help her improve her performance, and that goes from the power, strength, her explosion, with her get off, and each stride. So make sure each stride has the same amount of power in it. The main muscles that are used, there's multiple, but some of the main ones, rectus femoris, quadriceps, the glutes, hip flexors, and extenders, and also abdominal muscles. So that ranges from any type of muscles in the abdomen. And so for number 5, we personally chose for the option between option 1 and option 2 for the 5-3-1. We chose option 1, and we felt like this was best suited for our athlete because the intensities were changing from low to high not only in each week but each day. So this gives her different intensity each day, especially with her training age. It will allow her to not just do random leaps from 60% to 90% and get injured. So we also, another reason we chose this one with the 5-3-1 principle was because the 5-3-1 principle, it's not just the sets and reps. It all has to do with a lot of his philosophy, and that's important because you can't have this philosophy in the foundation and just go on doing the sets of reps and not know what you're doing. You need a clear-cut, solid blueprint, and this is 5-3-1 is something that's solid, and many renowned coaches stand by it because they started their career on it. And if it's executed correctly, it will work out multiple muscles each workout session for the best results. And so this will allow Michelle Jordan to perform better, feel better, and just be the best athlete she thinks she can be.
Our sprinter uses her primary energy system is the phosphagen system. She's a short distance sprinter. This system does not require a lot of oxygen, basically little to no oxygen. It can only be sustained for a short period of time, approximately 10 seconds at that, which is very beneficial for her because with her being a short distance runner, she's gonna have to be very explosive in her movements, which this workout focuses on her having a lot of explosiveness. The muscle fiber we're mainly going to be targeting the type 2X. These are her fast twitch muscle fibers. So we're going to try to get her to do a lot of hip explosion and core stabilization in order for her to maintain this explosiveness throughout her stride while she's moving in the sagittal plane. We gave her core exercises such as front and side plank for core stabilization and back and glute bridges for the hip activation, allowing those muscles to stay under pressure and keep firing. The back exercise, we gave her back exercises to balance out the core exercises, just so we won't be damaging her core so much to where she'll be having back problems and she'll be unbalanced. This will also help prevent certain hamstring injuries and sprains and strains, stuff like that. We also gave her deadlifts and squats to help with force application while she's sprinting. We want her lower body extremities from her core down to be as powerful as possible, so she can get the highest force output when she's sprinting. With a higher force output, she'll be able to push herself further in her strides and ultimately help her perform better in her sprints.